So who's got a lead generation system where you're like, constantly following up with leads? Like and you're on a team, right, Lisa?
Use Boomtown.
Oh, okay. So Boomtown, I know somebody else that's doing Boomtown. She's been doing it for, I want to say, maybe 3 years. And now it's starting to pay off. But there was a good period of time that it was not paying off. Who else has leads? Like, where are you getting your leads from?
Me?
Yeah.
So, coincidentally, in the last probably 5 years, my business has gone from about 25% referral based to 95% referral based. So I haven't done anything.
That's awesome.
The business has just been coming.
That's
But
awesome.
like you said, that's not sustainable.
Right.
So this year, I took almost 4 months off the house in Maine. So I wasn't nurturing, growing, or pursuing anything.
Right.
So I'm finding myself back at the beginning.
You're on that roller coaster.
That's why I said I needed to hear this today.
Yeah, you're on that roller coaster.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, does everybody see that it's important to have a lead generation system and a lead follow-up system, right, that you're doing on a consistent basis? And so, what is the one thing when we go through the leads, that one thing on passive and one thing on active that you can do consistently on a daily basis that you're going to enjoy doing, and that will fit within your schedule? So start to think about that. So what is passive lead generation? It's basically putting things out there. It's not going to bring you any rejection. It's not going to bring you any pain. Maybe you do a social media post and you get a negative comment or whatever, but that's about like it's not going to get any worse than that. The passive lead generation is important. You need to do a mix, okay? But the return on investment is difficult. It takes a long time to kind of build whatever it is that you're doing. It's not going to bring you immediate results. Maybe it will, but not sustainable immediate results. It's going to come, the results will come from consistency, and it's the easiest form of lead generation, okay? So that is what passive lead generating is. So let's talk about some different passive lead generating strategies. And I can tell you a couple of years ago, or back when I, sold real estate, there wasn't a huge emphasis on social media, okay? There was, but there wasn't. Now, you all should be really, really, really zoning in on social media. And the reason why is a couple of things. First of all, there's only so many people that you can call in a day, okay? Do you know how many people know me and I don't know them? They just look at my posts, right? Or like Polly said, oh, I love watching when you go on vacation. Like a lot of people watch my trips and stuff like that, right? And so people are getting to know, like, and trust me, but they don't even know me, right? They know me from social media. And so this is a way that you guys can get in front of people so much faster. And I would highly suggest that you post every single day. I had mentioned the mastermind group that I'm in. Has anybody heard of Ryan Stewman, Hardcore Closer? He's the one that runs the group. He started, the whole social media thing back in, I forget when, but he's consistent, and now he's making millions and millions and millions of dollars, okay? And he was in mortgage and he was in real estate, and now he's not doing either. He's doing seminars and all of that stuff, but it's all started from him teaching other people how to do social media. So what does that look like? Pick a platform that works for you. I don't understand Instagram. You might see my Instagram posts. Some are from me, some are from my virtual assistant that I have no idea what she's posting because I never even go on Instagram. But you might see a lot of Instagram posts from me. It's not me posting. I don't even, when it says the link in my bio, I'm like, how the hell do you get to the bio? Where the hell is the link? I don't even know how to get to that link in the bio. But Facebook is my thing. And I'm getting into TikTok only because my kids are on that, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to follow them, so I'm going to be on TikTok too. The reason why I'm going a lot harder on TikTok is because they say it's like the wild, wild west and how Facebook used to be. Facebook, it is very difficult for us as real estate professionals to do ads. And it is a lot easier on TikTok because they're not regulating it like they are on Facebook, okay? So a lot of people on TikTok are able to generate a lot more deals and sales because it's easier to do ads on there. So my biggest thing is Facebook, YouTube. I've done some LinkedIn before, and I'm going to talk about LinkedIn in a minute. And a lot of people recently, I've heard, have been having a lot of success with LinkedIn. Newsletters, mail, or video. So if you're going to do a newsletter, do not do the newsletter. Hire somebody else to do the newsletter. But as I had just said, a lot of people are not calling their past clients. A lot of people are not calling their sphere of influence. What would happen if you did a newsletter that went out specifically to them, whether it's via email, whether it's via mail, and then you can also post your newsletters on social media, right? But those are people that have already done business with you. I see so many people, like I'm getting postcards, and I will say one thing about mail. A couple years ago, I would have said don't do it, right? Is anybody getting a ton of mail? It went down. Mine went down. I'm not getting a ton of junk mail like I used to. Now I'm like, oh, what's in the mail? Because it's like, 5 things. Go back to doing mail because you're not getting bombarded with mail. You're getting bombarded with text messages. You're getting bombarded with emails. Everything's going into spam. So go back to mail because I'm actually looking at the mail now. Like, oh, what am I going to get today? It's not all junk. But the people that are sending those farm postcards, right? That's awesome. But what if they switched that up a little bit instead of doing the farm postcards and mailed monthly to their current clients, their past clients, and their sphere of influence, okay? You can also do a video newsletter, which would be amazing, right? Sending out a quick little video on, monthly, whatever, tips on the area. Books, becoming an area expert. If anybody is interested in writing a book, let me know because I've written a book. You could do little pocket guides that you give to every listing, that you go on. Here's a little pocket guide that you leave with them, or buyers, or whatever. You can take your little pocket guides on how to buy a home and drop them off at the doctor's offices, or go around town and just leave them at restaurants or different things like that, okay? So start to get an idea of the different things that you can do when it comes to marketing, and write it down so that way you can then go back and see what is going to fit within my schedule. Facebook and Google ads. My husband was supposed to be doing the Facebook ads for me. He can't figure that shit out. So I had a meeting yesterday with a guy in India on Zoom, and I said, what time is it? I was just saying, and he's like, it's 1 a.m. And I'm like, oh my God, they have to work nights. They're like doctors over there because, of the time difference. But he's like, don't worry, Danielle, I'll handle everything for you. I'm like, this is perfect, right? I don't know what he's going to charge yet, but he's going to put together this whole system, and he's going to go and do it. This ebook, I wrote the ebook, okay? I wrote the ebook on a Word document. I hired someone for $500 to put these graphics and do the whole entire thing, okay? So whatever it is you want to do, your job is to list homes and work with buyers, not do all of this stupid stuff that somebody else can do, but all you need to do is have the idea, and you have to be able to monitor the virtual assistants that you have that are working for you. Networking, okay? So networking, there's a book that's called Networking is Not Working. You can network the right way and you can network the wrong way. If you go to these networking events and shoot the shit with people, drink the wine, eat the food, leave, and do nothing else, that is not doing anything. That was just a waste of your time unless it was fun, right? But you're talking to random strangers that you have no idea who they are, wasting 2 hours of your day or night, right? If you want to do networking, that's awesome. There's a lot of opportunity there. So if you go to a networking event, you can even forget your business card, because the last thing people want to do at a networking event is hear you run up to them, oh, my name is Danielle and I work for CMG Home Loans and I can do FHA and VA and da-da-da-da. Here's my card. that thing's going in the garbage. So if you want to go to networking events, get to know the people, because people like talking about themselves. So forget your business card, be interested in them. And then, oh, I forgot my business card. Can I grab your business card and I'll email you my contact information afterwards? Now you have their information. Now you're reaching out to them again, and now they're going into your database. Okay? So, bus benches. I'm seeing a lot more people not on the bus bench, but on billboards, like big agents, right? Joe Pavich and that ad. Yeah, they're like, all of the old school is coming back. It's like clothes. Bell bottoms are back. Like the old school marketing tactics are coming back. But anyways, so you can do all of that. If you have the money, that's a branding thing though, right? They're branding themselves. Open houses, okay, this is another passive lead generating idea. Here's the thing, open houses, and if you have no listings, go and sit somebody else's open house, right? If you want to do that on a site, if you like open houses, I hated them. When I took a listing, I said to the seller, I don't do open houses. However, some sellers like them, some sellers don't. Everyone's under the misconception that, oh, sellers really want me to do an open house. No, some people are like, I don't want random people walking through my house, right? So you have to find out if they like them. If they like them, I have somebody on my team that sits the open houses for me. But what I do is called active marketing, where I spend an hour calling all of the entire neighborhood and letting them know that we're having an open house on Saturday, and asking them who they know that might want to move into your neighborhood. So what I do is active lead generation specifically on your home, and I have someone from my team. You don't have a team, right? Someone from your office, but you just say someone from my team will sit that open house, and then I will be following up with everybody that came through the doors, right? And so if you do like open houses, for me, I had little kids, and I still do, so I don't want to do the weekend thing. But if you like that, then find somebody in your office and sit their open house. But don't just pull up like I used to do 5 minutes before, throw a sign in the yard, sit there for 3 hours, twiddle your thumbs, and be like, oh shit, no one showed up. I knew no one was going to come anyways, right? You have to actively get people there. So it has to be an event. Post it, right? Find other people that are doing open houses in the community or in the area that weekend. Go in on it together. Maybe get a flyer, do a progressive. Think of different things on how you can promote that property. Your website. I hate to break it to you. Everyone wants a website, and that's awesome. But there's a gazillion websites out there, and what is going to make them search or stay on your website as opposed to then going on somebody else's website? So a website is it's great, but it's another passive lead generation idea. I mean, I think it's important to have a website. It gives you a presence, okay? But this isn't something that's going to bring you business tomorrow. Print ads, website with the SEO, video text messaging. This will go so much farther, and it's still passive. A quick video, like, hey, it's Danielle, I just wanted to say hello, whatever. I'm having an open house this weekend if you know of anybody. Or, I'm doing a monthly market update. I just wanted to give you a quick update on the market. Now, here's the thing. If you want to do a video text message, happy Halloween, happy birthday, whatever it is, to your past clients in your sphere, there are automation services where you then upload the video. One of them is called texting base. So if anybody has gotten text messages from me before, that was not me actually texting. I had them scheduled out. You can schedule them out for the entire year. You can do different videos for different things and schedule your text messages out for the entire year, okay? So reaching out to your past clients or sphere, or guess what? What would happen if you did a video text message to an expired listing? Hey, I saw that your property came off the market. I just wanted to let you know I specialize in working with properties exactly like yours, getting them sold in the shortest amount of time for 97% of the list price. If you're interested, my number is, this is my number, whatever you want to do, right? So video text messaging could be huge. Online reviews. you guys are all, like I had said, the CEO of your business. Go and get a Google My Business page. Start asking for reviews. So that way when people are looking for you in Google, I just revamped, all I did was add photos, my Google My Business page, and I've already gotten 2 deals in a week from just revamping that and putting photos up, okay? So even if you don't have photos of your office, you can put photos up of whatever, your clients, your client testimonials. So get a Google My Business page and make sure you are asking for reviews, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Google, testimonial tree. Some people have testimonial tree. So LinkedIn, one of the things that I used to do, and you can have a virtual assistant do this, is go on LinkedIn, and I sold real estate in Miami. We had a ton of people from New York moving down. So they would go every day, they would connect with New York real estate agents, and they would say, it was a script, copy, paste, send. Hi, my name is Danielle. I work with EWM Realty. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in Miami. We have a ton of buyers moving down from New York. I just wanted to introduce myself. If you have any buyers that are looking to move down, I would love to work with them, and I pay a 25% referral fee. Start getting with other real estate agents in other areas via LinkedIn in that simple message. And in the beginning, you can do it, or if you don't want to do it, you can hire a virtual assistant to do it. It's copy, paste, right? Then have show the virtual assistant how you want them to respond, or if someone's favorable. I got deals and referrals from that. So you can also look and see on LinkedIn who the relocation specialists are, right? If we have Gartner, okay? There's a Gartner in Connecticut. We have Arthrex, which I don't know if they have them anymore, any other areas. We're getting Tesla, right? Tesla is coming here on Alico, okay? Who are the relocation specialists for the workers in these other areas? What if you reached out to them and said, hey, my name is Danielle. I just say EWM because that's who I work for. My name is Danielle. I'm with EWM Realty. I see you're the relocation specialist for Tesla. And Tesla is actually moving down here. If you have any clients that are moving from blah, 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 I pay a 25% referral fee, okay? And start getting these people in your network. And guess what? Then they go into your CRM. They go into your CRM as a referral, an agent referral, so that they start getting your stuff too. Because if you reach out to them one time, they are never going to remember you 6 months down the road when they actually have a client moving to this area. And that is one of the biggest mistakes that people make, is that they reach out that one time and think, oh, they'll remember me. No, right? You have to put a brand out there and continue to brand yourself in front of all of these people. Okay. Cause marketing. So whatever your cause is, if you have something that you enjoy doing, whether it's traveling, whether it's going out to eat, I love going out to restaurants, whether it's, whatever, kayaking, okay, figure out, so this is actually something cool that I actually just really learned. Figure out what it is that you enjoy doing, and you can create or start a Facebook group based on that, first of all, or join other Facebook groups based on that, and start engaging with other people that are doing the same exact things that you like to do as well. One mistake that people make is that, let's just say you're in like the canoe group or whatever, and you see these people all the time, and they know you sell real estate, and then you hear that they bought or they sold from somebody else and that wasn't you, and you think, I'm in their group. I see them on a weekly basis. Why wouldn't they buy from me? The reason why is because they know you from the canoe group. They're not really associating the whole real estate. So if you do not remind them or ask them for the business, hey, by the way, I have a great listing that just came out. Who do you know that might be looking to buy? Oh, by the way, we're looking for buyers in this part of town or whatever. Who do you know that might? You have to keep engaging with people and reminding them, because you're always going to feel terrible when people buy or sell from somebody else And it's our own fault, right? Because we're just not reminding them. So this is something that's really cool. Remember how I told you guys I was at that event in Dallas, and there was this guy on stage, and he revamped his entire business in 4 years. I mean, he literally went from, you know, down out broke to now he's doing $1 million a month. He owns a business called, and it was a startup, I think it's like Trailer Kings or something like that. Basically, he builds out food trucks. So like this business builds food trucks. They're nationwide. He's huge on social media. He went through every single thing, and his virtual assistants are doing a social media. He went through all of the different things on how he went from nothing to doing $1 million a month, his play-by-play. One of the things that he said that I thought was really, really cool is that he started a Facebook group. That's great, right? Then he bought 2 Facebook groups for $4,000 with a ton of members, okay? Like, I think 28,000 was in one, 31,000 was in the other. He reached out to them and was like, you know, I'm interested in buying your group, which I never even really thought about this or whatever. And they said, and he's like, let me know what the price is. And he was thinking like 10 grand. They each wanted $2,000. So with that Facebook group, there's a plugin called Group Convert. And so that plugin, basically, every person that's in that group and every person that joins that group, because you have rules, right? And you put your email address in when you join the group, automatically goes to an Excel spreadsheet. Now you have a database of 28,000 people that are all interested in building restaurant trailer things or whatever. Okay, so that is a way, if you think of your cause and what you enjoy doing and stuff like that, is get involved in these Facebook groups, add value. Don't just slide into people's DMs and be like, oh, hey, I can help you. Like, you need to add value, right? So add value to them. But I was just like, holy crap, he just got like 28,000 email addresses all for what his business is. Submit articles to local magazines or newspapers if you like writing, okay? There's something called HARO, which is Help a Reporter Out. This is branding. I'm a member of HARO every single morning. I get like 5 different one's business, and it's reporters that need articles or sometimes even just like, you know, a statement or whatever. You can be in Forbes magazine. You can be in Entrepreneur magazine. The people writing in these magazines need help. So if you want to start to build your brand and be in, you know, like bigger magazines, then I would subscribe to HARO. We talked about YouTube and TikTok, funnels and landing pages. This is huge. Funnels and landing pages. And like I said, like I will sit down with anyone that has ideas and wants to do a one-on-one. You know, whether it's what's my home worth and you're doing a Facebook ad, or maybe getting a little bit more creative online with having a landing page with information, okay? It could be for expired listings. You could, because if you subscribe to a service, which we'll talk about in a minute, for FSBOs, for expireds, for any of that, you could be calling them. But if you're like me, you're not answering your phone anymore because you are bombarded with people that are trying to sell you something. So how are you uniquely going to get to these people? Text, email, right? You could do a postcard or whatever. But having a website with a landing page that is capturing their information, first of all, you already have it, but capturing their information because now you know they're interested, and then being able to follow up with them. So lead capture pages, landing pages, and funnels is huge. So we talked about social media, and really the quickest way to become known to a bunch of different people is through social media. And it is going to get you there so much quicker than just calling your past clients. Now, we have to do a bunch of different things, right? So you might be thinking, well, what can I do on social media? Number one, you have to be consistent. After I just got back from Dallas, I'm like, okay, I have a Facebook group. I have not been consistent in it at all. So you know what I have on my phone? I have an alarm that goes off every single morning at 9:30 that says post to your Facebook group, okay? Every morning, post to your Facebook group. So what do you need to be doing that you need to set an alarm for yourself to remind you every day to go and do this thing until it becomes a habit? Because once it becomes a habit, it doesn't matter anymore, right? You're gonna know to do that. So set an alarm on your phone for the things that matter. Now with social media, we have so many different things that we can do. If you're a golfer and you love golfing, okay, what I would do is I would hit up the golf pros at different golfing communities. Hi, my name is Danielle. I'm with EWM Realty. I'm an avid golfer. I know a lot about it. I know this is a great course. First of all, I know nothing about golf, by the way, like zero. And when I swing, I don't hit the ball. So, but anyways, if, golfing, and I would love to come and interview you about the course and why buyers would want to buy in this community, okay? Bring your little tripod, go there, set it up, and interview the golf pro. If you're into restaurants, maybe what your job is, or food trucks. Let's talk about food trucks. Do you know how many cool food trucks there are? Okay, so now your thing is food trucks. I am going to show you and interview you a new food truck owner once a week or once a month or whatever it is. Now here's where I want you guys to start changing your thinking, okay? So if your thing is the food truck owners, and once a week, once a week, once a month, however you want to do it, probably start once a month just to kind of get going. And then you're going to go out, you're going to interview them. How did you get started? Tell me about the area. And then you do a quick market update. Okay, people will start to watch your social media because they want to know what's going on in the community. Now, this is where I want you to start kind of thinking differently. You are not calling the food truck owners because that is now time away from you. Hire somebody to make the calls, because calling food truck owners for an interview is not prospecting, right? So you want to start to get in the habit of thinking, what is my highest ROI? Because that's what I'm going to focus on. What are the other things that I'm going to do? And then who is going to do those other things for me? So this is how you can, and the other thing that you can do, actually, this is the other thing that he had mentioned that is huge for him. He goes live twice a week on Facebook, and then he shares it to the other platforms. There are other platforms if you are not one to go live, because when he said that, I'm like, okay, I should go live. But this would be me, that people, wait, is it on? Is it on Facebook? I'm gonna screw the whole thing up, and then I'm gonna look like an idiot for 5 minutes trying to figure out if I'm live on Facebook or not while everybody in the world is watching me. So there are so there's other things like Restream and things like that, where you literally can do your whole thing and then put it in there, and it will go live on all of those things for you, okay? So you can edit it first. See, there's something for everything. But this is how you are going to get out there on social media. This is how people are going to start noticing you. This is passive lead generation, because you're not going to get business from it immediately. But the more you do it on a consistent basis, right, the more people are going to start to know you, and you're going to become an authority in your town. Builders, go to the different builders. Interview them. How do you make this house, right? To show, go from start to finish on what you need to do, how a house gets built from the dirt up once a week. You go in the video the superintendent on how it's actually getting built. Whatever the thing is that you're interested in, I can guarantee you there's a million other people that are interested in that thing too. And so before, when we had talked about your why, incorporate your why into that, because then it's fun. You're passionate about it, right? If you don't give a shit about golf, that's not going to be your thing. Find what your thing is, come up with a plan, because you now need a plan around that thing. And the thing is, you're doing the video and someone else is organizing the whole thing for you, okay? Facebook groups, we talked about that. Labco Agents, is anybody in Labco Agents, that Facebook group? No. It's good. I forgot about it for a while. I just started going back in. It's a really good one for real estate agents. I mean, people will put like challenges, what they're going through, and they have a Labco agent marketing material thing. Podcasting. Okay, here's the thing about podcasting. And I'm just like, so obviously my avatar, if you would call it that, is real estate agents or consumers for the mortgage side. I was totally against podcasting. I have somebody in my mastermind. I think he charges like $5,000 or $10,000 just to kind of get you set up with the podcasting. The whole thing helps you for 3 months, comes up with the name, all of that stuff. Talked to him last year. I was like, no, I'm doing so many things. I'm not really thinking about it. I now realized what people are doing, and I'm like, holy shit, that's genius. So 3 times in the past month and a half, I have had someone call me and ask me to be on their podcast. So you feel like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Someone's calling me and asking me to be on their podcast. Like, cool. So I do the podcast. Everything's great. And I didn't realize it on podcast number 1. I started catching on podcast number 2. We get off the podcast. Oh, great. I'm going to be posting it in a couple of weeks, blah, blah, blah. Bam, they come in with their pitch. So now they're pitching me on their product. So they're using podcasts as a way to get people on their podcast to then say, here's something for you to go out and share with your audience. Super awesome. But then they have a couple of minutes to tell me about what they do, which is actually genius. That to me was like, holy crap. So I have a whole different kind of outlook on podcasts now, okay? And so how can you guys incorporate podcasting into your business and know you don't need to spend $10,000 on, doing a podcast? Because I'm in the works on it right now, so I'll let you know how to do it on the cheap as soon as I figure this out. But no, you guys can totally, let's just say, like I just said with the food truck, right? Okay, you have the food truck. Find people with massive followings. Things that you like. You have your podcast. You have them on your podcast, okay? Talking about them, talking about their business. And then you talk about your real estate market update, a little, how the real estate market is, And then when you give the podcast to them for them to share with their audience, you as a real estate professional are now on and in front of all of their audiences. You see what I mean? Yes? Okay, I'm like, am I losing people? So podcasting, I was so against it. And now I'm like, oh my God, this is genius. So I am going to be doing a podcast. I'm doing 2 actually. This is my idea with my podcast because I don't want it to be so I'm going to have real estate agents on my podcast. But what we're going to talk about is the funny things, because I want it kind of comedic, not boring, because you guys are all boring no, I'm joking. I want to know what the funny things are that happens. I saw one lady fell in a pool. What are the funny things that has happened to you? So I was talking to another agent and I was telling her this. And I said, I'm going to do the podcast and I'm going to have funny things. She's like, oh my God, you will never believe what happened to me. I'm like, what? And she's like, I was popping by she had given me the mortgage, so mutual client. So I was popping by their house and I went to bring them a gift. They had just closed a couple of weeks prior. And so she knocks on the door in Bonita, not in a gated community or anything like that. And they're there and they're like, oh, come in. And so she goes into the kitchen. They were in the living room watching something on a big 75-inch screen TV and the door was here. She's in the kitchen and she goes like this. And on the 75-inch screen TV was porn. And now they're looking at her. Their back is to the TV. She's looking at the porn and is like, how am I going to get out of here? Freaking out. And she was like, it was the most awkward.
What'd you do?
She talked to him for a minute and then was like, oh, gotta go. Yeah. But like, okay, so that's funny and weird though. But like funny things, like comical things that have like happened to people or whatever. So that's my idea with the podcast. But anyways, podcasting can be huge, and it's the same as doing the videos on social media, right? Who is your avatar? What do you want to have on your show? Give it to them, and now you're going to be in front of all of them. So integrate your why, and that's what we talked about a little bit earlier, getting people involved with, whatever organization or charitable event that you want to be involved in. So we're going to talk about social media and video because I know a lot of people don't want to do video, and honestly, video is the best thing that you can do. And I need to be more consistent with it. The more you do it, the better it is, okay? I had been doing it for a while. When I sold real estate, I used viral marketing. I don't know if anybody's heard of viral marketing before, but I did a lot of expired listing videos. I did a lot of for sale by owner videos. I did a lot of video updates every single month to my database. They send out a bi-weekly, so it's getviral.net if anybody's interested in checking them out. But you can create listing videos, okay? So you can take the pictures that for the listing that you've gotten and send it to a virtual assistant, and they can create some really cool videos with just your photos, okay? So there's so many different things that you can do with video. Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok are really, really big right now. Reels are huge. I am getting and I don't do the reel. I don't even know how to do a reel. So if you are watching my reels, it wasn't me that did that for me. So you can hire people to just take your content and do the things for you. So Video Shop is an app. Does anyone know Anna? Is it Anarada?
Yes.
Okay. I hired her to help me with video, like right before I left it to go on in June. And she showed me a couple of really cool things because she does the videos. I paid her $150, full disclosure, to show me how to use my cell phone camera. But I really needed to know. She said, Danielle, your videos look like crap because they have to be in 4K to 60. So write that down if you have an Apple iPhone. Your videos have to be 4K to 60. Video Shop is an awesome app that all of the different, like if you see my TikTok stuff, it took me like a few minutes. I just took photos from whatever and you upload them and it creates a video from the photos. You can add music, you can trim them, you can do so many different things. She said, Danielle, Video Shop is like, will make you look professional and it's super easy to use, and that's an app, okay? When you shoot the videos, if you shoot them the long way, those are going to be for like your reels, for your TikToks, for your YouTube shorts, right? All of that stuff is going to be, you want to do it the long way. Zoom, I want to talk about Zoom because where I do a lot of my videos is actually on Zoom. I'll do them on my phone. So like if I'm doing a longer video, I have my phone or my iPad, and then I literally have what I want to say in huge letters behind it, like taped on the wall because, I forget, right? So you have to just not be like, oh, shoot, I want to shoot a video. If you're going to do video, you want to do a lot in one day. Don't just do one and then be like, okay, I'm going to do another one tomorrow. That doesn't make sense. You want to do all of your videos in one day, change your shirt, do whatever you need to do because you're already in that mode. And that way you can have a whole month's worth of videos, together. And then you want to just make sure that you plan out what you're going to say. So you write it all out and then put it on the wall behind you, tape it up there. So that way, I know some people use teleprompters. I've tried that. It's just easier for me to write it out and tape it on the wall than type it on my, my phone or whatever. But with Zoom, here's the really cool thing about Zoom. A lot of my videos are on Zoom. I just recorded myself on Zoom, right? The other good thing about Zoom is the beauty mode. So if you don't know, Zoom in the advanced settings has beauty mode. So you look so much better. Yes. Beauty mode in Zoom. Okay. And then here's the other really cool thing about Zoom. You can do so many things. You guys can do a monthly Zoom for first-time home buyers. You can do a monthly Zoom for expired listings, right? People that had their home on the market, invite them because you are going to do a Zoom and show them how you can get their home sold. And then they can do a one-on-one with you, schedule a one-on-one with you after. You can do a monthly Zoom for seniors that are going to eventually need to downsize or retire. Not retire, but go whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, assisted living, that's the word. You can do a monthly Zoom for the personal representatives of probate, okay? So start to think about who you want to go after, and you can have a probate attorney on there that talks about the different steps. And guess what you can do with your Zoom video? You can now put it on YouTube, so you have all of these videos that talks about probate, because now you want to become the probate specialist in your area, okay? You can get the probate personal representatives, and yes, I used to cold call them, which was not the easiest. You can get their attorney's information, and you can get the name and all of the contact information through probatedata.com on the personal representatives. So you can have these Zoom seminars once a month. Let's say you want to work with people that are renting, okay? And you want to show them how they can buy a house. You can do a monthly Zoom for that. Monthly Zoom for luxury buyers or sellers. Monthly Zooms on new construction. Monthly Zooms on home staging. You can do it could just be want to buy a house or want to sell a house. And your monthly Zoom is on all these different topics so that you're starting to build, number one, your video library. You're recording everything. And all of those videos can go on YouTube. Now, the other thing about Zoom, because we talked a lot about having other people do things for you, right? This is 100% what you have to do. You have to Zoom yourself doing whatever it is you want people to do. You need SOPs in your business because you don't want to be telling people, now you got this VA, oh shit, that one quit or sucks or whatever, now I need another one. Now I got to tell this one. No, here's the video. Go watch it. This is how you do it. My VAs sometimes, I'll say, I don't even know how to do it. Just look it up on YouTube. Find out on YouTube how to do whatever it is I need you to do. Right? So start to Zoom video yourself doing things so you have a library on how you do whatever it is you do. Referrals, 64% of sellers have found their agent through a referral from a friend, neighbor, or relative, or used an agent they had worked with in the past. And referrals, unless it's with another agent, cost you nothing. So you guys have to start going after your past clients in your sphere of influence and even other agents, right? Even other agents that might be going out of town, or maybe they're older. They don't want to work the business like they were before, right? Bring me, let me work your deals for you and I'll pay you a referral fee. Maybe it's more than 25%, because they're just handing you the deals, but they're good, solid quality deals, right? Find the connectors with your past clients. There's going to be people, and I'm a connector, I love referring. Oh, someone says, oh, Danielle, do you know how to do this? Oh, yeah, let me find that. There's people, that's how my dad is, right? There's people like that, and there's people that are not like that, and that's okay. They're just different. They're not a connector. Find the connectors and stick with them, right? They have to be followed up with a lot more. So active lead generation, you're going to get rejection. You might even have heart palpitations. Your hands might be really sweaty. You might feel like you want to pass out. But it requires skill. It requires thick skin, but it's the best form of lead generation, and it's going to get you the quickest results, okay? Because everything that we just talked about takes time. It takes branding, it takes effort, it takes consistency, but it takes time. So the things that we're going to talk about here are things that are going to get you that money now. So when we talked before about are you struggling, this is where you need to be spending your time, okay? So number one is your past clients. Who here calls their past clients on a consistent basis?
That's most of my business.
Awesome. That's awesome, because a lot of people don't, right? It's like a one and done. They're done, next, right? So past clients are huge, and I was the same way. I would rather, for whatever reason, and I'm still friends with past clients from like 2012 on Facebook, but I would rather call an expired listing for some reason any day and have them hang up on me than call my past clients. I don't know why. It was like a weird mind block. So expireds, new and old. Okay, how are you going to call them? Well, you're going to get a system that's going to give you the names, the phone numbers, the email addresses. Okay, what I did with them, it had to have been a set it and forget it type of thing. You're not going in the office, you're not looking for the phone numbers, you're not going to research them before you call. You're not doing any of that. My morning was so strict. From the time I woke up to the time I brought my kids to school, dropped them off, I had my role play in the car with another role play agent. When I was in Europe in the summers, I would role play still every day consistently at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because it was like 7 or 8 here. And I did it religiously. I hated it, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. But anyways, but seriously, I built my business like this, calling expires. It takes time. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of skill. It takes you being a bulldog, because you're going up against Mike Darda and Susan Heller and every other expired listing agent that has been calling these people for probably 25 years now, and they are like the rock stars on the phone. Okay, it took a lot of loss of me losing the listings, but once I got it, I became really, really good at it. So expired listings, the new and old. For sale by owners, I had this idea, and I know like a lot of the CRMs, and I don't know about yours, and that's why I was asking you before to let me know about your CRM. Had this idea with the FSBOs. So yes, obviously you want to try and go in for the appointment. They need you, right? They 100% need you. Maybe not in every market. They don't have the exposure that you have, okay? They have emotional ties to a property. They don't have the negotiation skills that you have. They can screw it up to where they lose, money if they don't do it right, okay? So they need you, but they don't think they need you. And so they take a little bit longer than an expired. An expired already said, hey, I need to sell my home and I'm gonna use an agent, right? Now, there are expireds that flip FSBO. Well, if they couldn't do it, I could do a better job on my own. And that comes with your pre-qualifying, because I've been on some listing appointments where they then say, oh, I'm actually just gonna sell it on my own. And I'm like, shit, why didn't I ask them that question before? So I would have had my objection at the table, right? My objection handlers. But what if you started offering, oh no, don't worry, I would love to list and sell your home. I would love to do a presentation for you, whatever. But if it doesn't work out, let me show you some of the marketing skills that I'm using that are getting some of my other properties sold. Now, you don't have to do photos, but maybe you use their photos. Maybe you do a landing page. Maybe your landing page is information about their home with a lead capture, where you're now capturing other buyers for their home that you can then go back to them and bring them maybe some buyers, or bring them some value, or add some value to them. Now, you're not doing that lead capture landing page. It's your VA in the Philippines that's doing that, because that takes away time from what you're doing. Just listeds, just sold. When I moved to Miami, I did not have any listings. I was calling the expireds. It took me 30 days of 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, consistent calling before I got my first listing, okay? Now, because I didn't have any, listings, I went to another agent in my office, and he had, an area that I liked, and I said, hey, would you mind if I call around and let people know about your listing? Oh, no problem, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. So I got all of the neighbors around his listing. Hi, my name, actually, I think this was my first listing over there. Yeah, this was my first listing. I would call around and I was like, hi, my name is Danielle. I'm with EWM Realty. We, not me, me and my buddy over here, just listed your home, just listed a home right around the corner from you. It's at 123 Main Street. It's a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Has a pool. It's listed for 1.2. I was just curious who you knew that might want to move into the neighborhood. Oh no, nobody. Is that Johnny's house? Yeah, that is Johnny's house. We have a gorgeous virtual tour. Would you mind if I emailed you that? So that way, if you know of anybody that might be looking to, to buy, you can show it to them or whatever. Now you're capturing their email addresses, okay, of the neighborhood. I do a market update once a month. Would you like to be included in that? I let you know what's going on in the neighborhood. Now you're doing this network, whatever, newsletter out to them once a month. You're building, right, a database with somebody else's listings. If you do that consistently on a daily basis, because a lot of people are going after the expireds and the FSBOs, okay, that will generate deals for you. Is it fun? No. But it can be, right? I would even door knock them, right? These are ways that you guys can go out there and actively generate business now. Probate, MTI Education has certified probate residential specialist designations. So I went and got that. It's called CPRES. And that way I could put it on my LinkedIn profile, this profile, that profile. One of the really cool things, and because I was trying to get out of the expired listing rut that I was in when I was in Miami, so I started going this route because we do a lot of real estate investing as well. And, if you find these probate properties that have green rugs and pink walls and look like a piece of crap, this is like a prime property to buy and flip. But one of the really cool things is that you, and you can do it here too, can sign up to be an affiliate with the probate and guardianship attorneys, okay? Now I don't know how it is over here, but in Miami, once a month, they had, and there was me and one other real estate agent. Once a month, all of the probate and guardianship attorneys get together at this lunch event, seminar type of thing. The judge speaks and gives some sort of update. They have a sponsor, life insurance company or whatever. You can sponsor these events as well. But you as an affiliate can now go to these types of events and surround yourself with all of the other probate attorneys and let them know that you're a probate residential specialist. On top of that, there was probate data where I was calling the PRs, which that's kind of hard. Someone just died and you're like, you got anyone to list at home? Anyways, but let's just say you are divorced, right? And you want to help ladies that just got divorced and they don't know what to do. They don't know the next step. Go to leebar.org and join the divorce attorney group, okay? So there are so many different things that you can do. We just have to think outside the box, because if you're only looking for that next sale and someone that's going to buy, sell, and invest in real estate, you're not going to be laser focused. And once you get laser focused and you have a plan around that, you will really start to generate business. So with the divorce attorneys, I just got a referral for a mortgage from a lady that's getting divorced. If someone's getting divorced, they have two options, okay? They buy their spouse out of the property, so they have to do a refinance, or if it's free and clear, they can quit claim one off, or they have to sell, right? So what if you're that referral source for those attorneys and start getting some sort of newsletter that goes out to them, start attending their events. Renters and tenants. Guys, this is super simple, right? Go in the MLS. Who rented last year 6 months ago, okay? 6 months, their lease is going to be coming due. Rents might go up. Now might be the perfect time for them to buy. Why don't you send them a letter? Why don't you, if it's listed tenant occupied, preview the property? Where are those tenants going to go? And a lot of the listing agents aren't even thinking about the tenants. They're thinking, oh shit, like I gotta list a tenant occupied property. Like what the, So you can find the tenants on the MLS 6 months back, right? So send them a letter. They're gonna have to go somewhere. They're either gonna rent again or they could possibly buy. Mega agents on the open houses. So when you do an open house, like I was saying before, you don't want to just throw a sign in the yard and just go show up. Oh shit, no one showed up again. This sucks. You want to be doing an active. This will give you a reason to get out into the neighborhood. Get your open house flyer. Go all around to the neighbors. It's in a gated community. You can't door knock. Okay, hey, Mr. Seller. One of the things that I do is when I list a property, I call all of the neighbors and I let them know that we're going to be having an open house. And I also let them know that, we just listed your home. A lot of times people in the neighborhood are going to know somebody else that wants to, move in. Do you happen to have a copy of your neighborhood directory? Right? Get the neighborhood directories. That's going in your database, right? Those are going into your database. And when you call, what happens a lot of times when a sign goes in the yard? Another one goes in the yard, right? A couple houses down. Why didn't you get that listing? Why? Because you didn't call the neighbors to let them know that you just took a listing. And if it's not your listing, find somebody in your community, like I just said, what I did, or in your company, and call around their listings, okay? So another Facebook group that I started that I haven't put any effort into, but I promise you, this is part of my plan. SWFL Open House, okay? I came up with this like 2 years ago. My idea, a lot of people, like if I were to go and buy a house, I wouldn't even, and especially if I didn't have access to MLS, I honestly would not really know where to look for the open houses except driving around this giant area of Lee County and seeing a sign. So my idea was I'll start a Facebook group where if you're having an open house and start really promoting that group, post your open houses in the Facebook group so people can start to see where these are. So because I haven't been like super active in it, what I did, because I do have access to the MLS, is I took, and unfortunately I wasn't able to export, was at my export limit for the month, which I don't even know. Yeah, there's an export limit. I don't want to tell you what I'm exporting either. No. You can find all the pre-foreclosures right there in MLS. I'm exporting all of them because they're all about to go into foreclosure, right? They need to list their homes or sell them. Something's going to have to happen. So anyways, and that's my short sale ebook where I kind of like go into that. So what was I just talking about? Open houses. Okay. So yeah, so I sent my VA of all the open houses, go and do flyers for me on all of these open houses with the agent's information, and I'm putting it on my Southwest Florida open house, right? I'm not doing that. She's doing that. So SWFL open house. Let's grow the group, people. Divorce attorneys, we talked about that, leebar.org. Maybe you have a different type of attorney that you're interested in working with, right? REO listing agents. Guardianship is another one if you're talking about probate. There's a lot of people that become woohoo crazy and they no longer can live in their home or in the community. And so they unfortunately have to figure something out, and that's where the guardians step in. So pre-foreclosures, Liz pendants, huge opportunity that nobody's going after. Huge opportunity, huge. Real estate investors, if you like working with investors, you hate the buyers, you hate the sellers, but you love investors, you love the numbers, they're a numbers person, they don't have any emotion involved into it, right? Go into the real estate, the RIAs. A lot of them are not realtors. A lot of them are not. They're investors, right? And sometimes it's a conflict to have your real estate license. So start going to those RIA groups. Relocation departments, we have Hertz, we have Gartner, we have Arthrex, we're getting Tesla, Amazon is huge. I don't know if anyone works there besides, I don't know. But anyways, relocation departments. So if you want to get into luxury listings, okay, start to think about your crew, your team. Who has access to a lot of luxury buyers? I can tell you that the people that sell luxury yachts and the people that sell luxury cars have a ton more buyers than you. Because somebody, especially these people buying these types of things, probably change them every couple of years. Most people get sick of their car after 5 years. Imagine them. They can get sick of it after a couple of months, right? They have a huge database of people. You want to get into luxury? Start getting to know these people and say, hey, I'd love to have a luxury listing seminar. Would we be able to do it at the Ferrari dealership? And what I'm going to do is bring in a home stager and, Joe Blow from the furniture company, and we're going to all do it together, right? And have an amazing event on, steps in selling your luxury home or whatever you want to do, just like April and I did, right? We put a flyer together. I know people, she knows people, but we went at it together. So if you want to do something like that, you guys do that together, right? Hook up with somebody else that's in the that will complement whatever it is you're trying to do. I have a home stager that I work with, right? Her and I do events together. She's got people, I got people. So if you want to get into luxury listings, you're now getting in those databases, okay?